Hey, what's up guys, this is elospeaks back again with another video, and in this video topic I want to talk about the whole Draymond Green and the whole new media situation. Well, it's not really a situation, it's more of a emphatic statement from him. So just last night, Draymond Green came out with his podcast on the Draymond Green Show, and he was talking about an array of topics, and the few topics that piqued my interest was him coming at Skip Bayless and Kendrick Perkins for their BS commentary and how they attack certain players in the media. So now we all know that Skip Bayless just got into a Twitter altercation with Russell Westbrook where he continuously to disrespect this man's last name, calling him Russell Westbrook. And at first, I have no problem with media members going at players, but when those players respond back, those same media pundits, they need to take that same energy that they're able to dish out. And that's why I look at Skip Bayless as a coward, because you can't get mad at these players for responding back to you, getting sensitive, saying, "Oh, I'm just a media guy." You disrespect LeBron, you disrespect Westbrook, you disrespect an array of players, calling them out of their names, saying, putting out this nicknames for them. I still remember back when I was young and the Miami Heat had just formed their big three, and he was calling Chris Bosh Spice, which is really disrespectful. And he could say that at the safety of ESPN at the time when he was working with First Take to do those type of things. But I give Chris Bosh credit because he was able to come to ESPN, talk to and meet him face to face and let him know that he doesn't appreciate him talking about disrespecting his last name like that. Now I know Skip Bayless trying to talk all high and mighty and say, "That's all on you. If you continue to play well, I won't say no more." But we all know Skip Bayless stopped saying the name after that, and it's unfortunate that people have to go to that type of lengths to do all that. And now with the whole Russell Westbrook and Skip Bayless situation, now Skip Bayless is trying to egg Westbrook on to come on his show to talk to him face to face, which is just a way for him to get more views and more clicks and more likes, etc. I don't think Westbrook's gonna fall for the bait, but that's not the point. The point of the matter is, I agree with Draymond Green in certain aspects of how the media handle things, because I feel like they deserve to be criticized. Some of the media members, such as Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Colin Coward, all those guys, they need to be held accountable for their takes, their opinions, because they be going way out there in terms of crazy, ridiculous takes that they like to make. And when they get wrong, it's like, on to the next, instead of being held accountable for those wrong decisions. And another one, the media members who make the voting for Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, whatever they vote, they need to be held accountable for that, especially if they made the wrong decision. Now, for the most part, they've made right decisions on who's MVP or certain aspects, but in terms of all NBA and stuff like that, they need to be held accountable and they need to explain why they made that particular vote. I don't want to hear nothing about no biasness. I don't want to hear about no favoritism. It's about what's right. And in terms of critiquing NBA players and how they play, that's fair game. But once you start calling them out their name, I feel like they have the right to attack back. And that's what people like Damian Lillard and etc. have done to Skip Bayless. Because Skip Bayless, even after being proven wrong on his takes countless times, he still talks a whole bunch of trash, and it's annoying. It just admit that you was wrong, and this is where Skip Bayless come off as hard-headed, and you cannot take him seriously as a sports analyst because he has so much bias in his heart in terms of how he covers certain athletes and how he gives excuses for certain athletes that he like, and nobody's gonna respect that because you're always gonna make excuses for people that you deem is good. I stopped taking Skip Bayless seriously a long time ago, ever since the whole Tim Tebow situation, but that's just me. Everything else is more or less, I I just come on there for a good laugh, good entertaining show. And the same thing with Shannon Sharp. He's a clown too. I think he gives some good takes where he's not being biased or where he's not deep throating LeBron. But after that, he does give some good takes. But still, he's an entertaining clown as well. The whole show is just for entertainment purposes, just to see what they think, what their mind is. But overall, you can't take those guys seriously because of the heavy bias that they have in terms of how they covering the sport. Now, when it comes to Draymond Green and his whole new media propaganda statement, and he's right to some degree. The new media that he's talking about has certain athletes who actually played the game or maybe have not played the game, but they provide excellent takes and they provide the knowledge to teach the game, show what happened, and he do say they will critique certain athletes, which is okay. But I think there's a fine line between disrespecting a name and then constantly disrespecting an athlete's name outside of their name, calling them Russell Westbrook every single time you tweet. And that's the type of stuff that Skip Bayless been doing. He disrespects players out their names, but when those players respond back, those same media members like to call him sensitive. And I still remember when Stephen A. Smith was constantly attacking Kawhi Leonard for no reason because of he left in San Antonio. And I'm like, dude, like, this guy doesn't even have social media. Why are you going so hard at this dude? And it's the same thing how he was attacking Kyrie Irving and certain athletes, etc. When Stephen A. Smith has an agenda, he's gonna go after it. So that's just my take on that situation. But another subpart I want to talk about is how he came at Kendrick Perkins. And Kendrick Perkins, the bumbling idiot that he is, responded back in kind because he didn't like the criticism being called coon. Ain't that funny? You criticize athletes, you talk trash about them on your ESPN network, but as soon as the players respond back to you and call you out your name, you get sensitive, you get mad, you get tight, and you want to start cursing. Now I have that same energy that you was having. You need to have that understanding. And don't say, oh, this is just hot take, it's just TV. You be disrespecting athletes, and now that they're disrespecting you, you get tight about it. Have that same energy. Then recently he came out with a story just all day Saturday talking about how he was scared of LeBron James and how he was hoping he would get injured. What? How you as a basketball player, a competitor, wish injury on somebody? Like, that just shows poor lack of competition that you have and poor lack of character that you have, that you will wish an injury on somebody. If you want to be better than that particular team, you want to beat them at their best. You don't want wish injury on them. Why would you do that? Even if you feel that way, I agree with Draymond. You need to take that to the grave. That's not something to be proud of at all. That you wish that this particular player got injured because you were afraid to face them in the playoffs. That's so cowardly on your part. I already don't have respect for Kendrick Perkins as a NBA analysis, but now it's like I don't have respect for this dude as a person. He's a coward and he's soft, weak as hell, bro. Some of the statements he's made, he doesn't stand on it. He just do this for hot takes. He's another LeBron James butt boy, of course, but still, for him to even come out with this statement, wish injury on somebody. I have my issues with LeBron James just strictly as a basketball player, but I would never wish injuries on him because I already know his fanboys are gonna make excuses saying, "Oh, if he was hurt, blah blah blah." So I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't want him to get hurt. I want him to have the healthiest season he can. So when he fails, there's no excuses behind that. But to willingly wish injury on a person that you're going to be competing against, that's cowardly. That's weak. That's soft. That shows you I can't compete. But hey, that's how dudes like him roll. But hey, it is what it is. Alright. before I go, I just want to say, like, these sports media pundits such as Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Skip, etc., they need to keep their head on the swivel, because it look like Draymond Green coming for their neck, and rightfully so. These media pundits need to be held accountable for their statements and what they said. They can't just brush under the rug and just move on, because they be saying some crazy, hellacious stuff, and when they get caught on it, they want to cop pleas and nah, ain't not happening that way. No way. But those are my thoughts and opinions on the matter. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. This is Elo Speaks out.